Hey guys, welcome to the insights into DIY Garage's RX-6 build. For those of you who don't know, that's our Barra converted RX-8 4-litre turbo. Basically we built it about a year and a half ago and we're looking to move it onto a new owner. So we thought, well, why not put together some belated footage as to the technical bits and bobs of the build for those who might enjoy it. So we'll have to do this over a few episodes, but stay tuned. We'll try to throw some stuff together and butter it up with some audio and see how we go. Thank you guys, enjoy. So with our first custom job was the naturally aspirated 4-territory rear-wheel drive. We swapped out the different LSD, put a turbo kit on it, frontman intercooler, relocated throttle body, and did a successful manual conversion, all legal beagle. And that was a heap of fun. That was our first good play with these sort of engines. But thereafter, of course, with an interest in drifting, it wasn't really a practical drift car. I suppose my outlook on it all is that the S&R chassis, as much as they're a go-to, they are in short supply or expensive, whereas the RX-8, as shown with Tony Gray here, those engines don't last very long, and so the chassis seem to be in higher supply. So to start with, we just hung the donor motor, moved the power steering rack and everything out of the way and just sat it where we wanted to, created some towers and just welded them up. The transmission actually fit amazing right back in the factory location, which is awesome. Once we were happy with the location, we got started on our LPG block. They're a little bit stronger in the rods, so we pulled it apart and we put a slightly thicker head gasket to bring the ratio down to about 9.7 to 1. Just gave it a whole birthday, new rings, bearings and all that sort of thing as well, and put it all back together with some new pump gears, valve springs, seals, everything. Now we wanted to future-proof the build for a twin turbo or compound turbo setup, so the placement of the turbo was to be quite far forward to allow for the extra dump down the track. So we got our manifolds in, got the steam pipe underway with a lot of on and off ready to make that space, including clearance for future intercooler piping to run to the secondary turbo. So yeah, successfully got it all to sort of squeeze up against the chassis rail, and of course with all this pipe work we had to take into account the power steering pump stock location, so we ended up getting another idler pulley and just sort of melting it on and making it work with a shorter serpentine belt, and opting to run a Astra power steering pump. But thereafter we obviously mounted the fuel system. We were aiming to get 1,000 horsepower at the end of the day, but for now this is just a run-in tune for the 500 that we got on E85. Another aim for the job was we wanted to keep the intercooler piping real short to reduce any form of lag. It's probably well under a meter of travel, and we are seeing full boost at 2.5 grand. And due to the unequal length nature of the turbo manifold, the idle has to be my favourite part. So far we've gone with a WRX steering rack. No reason really other than between the pinion angle and availability of parts, really. So unfortunately I have to extend the right hand side of the rack about 75mm, but should work. We've just gone and modified some knuckles. She's a little bit hot at the moment, but where we used to have the actual tie rod somewhere around here, we actually lowered it even due to the sump of the motor forcing the rack down. We needed to bring the tie rod end down also. Yeah. Bring this lower control arm out now. That'll help reduce the angle. Of course, we're going to be a bit more up here. And the wheel's actually on. Yeah, that gives you an idea. Got a clearance on that sump. Shoes are tight, squeeze it, girl. Look at that. You can just see light through it, so it works. New gearbox cross member with thickened steel. Reinforce those.
What is it? 5mm?
5mm plate, yeah.
5mm plate.
Just gotta get some hardware bolts through in here.
Engine mounts.
All sweet $9 V8 beauties. Just enough room for a 3.5-inch exhaust. Should come just through here. We'll hard mount it to the box anyway, so probably actually use some of these noise vibration and harshness mounts. Make off some sort of bracketry to hold it here from the dump, and then from there we'll flex pipe here onwards. Alright, so we're trialing out some offset rack spaces we had custom made by Drive Shaft Balancing Services in Malaga. Have been helping us out with this build. So basically, obviously the rack spacer coupled with the offset setup. Now basically, because we've had to lower the steering column down further than the factory position, we've had to sort of try and elevate that steering rod there. Beforehand, while it was mounted lower, because of the poor geometry, the car would actually toe in as it received weight. This time around, we've actually practically eliminated any of that toe in, so that should help. Now, don't be off put by the steering rods at the moment. We just welded them just to sort of gauge a rough size of where we're at. So yeah, they're going to be removed and replaced with some more safe items. But yeah, so it just gives us an idea.
Just want to thank our sponsors, MTQ, Rota, BPT Motorsport, and help from Infinity CNC and Drive Shaft Balancing Services Malaga, and frankly everybody else who put in their time, love and support. Thanks for watching so far. Any questions, please feel free to comment. I'll do my best to reply. But yeah, on the next episode we're going to cover tail shaft, diff, rear mount radiator setup, and the tuning process, and everything else along the way. Thanks very much, guys. It's been great.